Anybody with a question? Yes.
When you went to your first ceremony with like ancestors,
Yes.
Were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared because I grew up in it. You know, when I was growing up, you know, African mothers put babies on their back, right? You've seen this image? And she would sing for the whole night with me on her back. And you think the baby's sleeping, but the music was coming into me. So I grew up with the music and the belief of the ancestors. So I never got scared at all. If anything, I feel very comfortable with it, even now. That's why you see me dressed up. Sometimes you wouldn't see me dressed up like this in the street. I would be like you guys. But when I'm going to talk about the music of my ancestors, I have to be in the right mode of mind. Yes?
Have you ever been possessed by one of your ancestors?
I probably did, but I probably wouldn't remember, because when the spirit takes over, you are in a different state. I probably got possessed many times because I played the music. And when I play the mbira and sing, sometimes it takes me in a different place. Can you imagine growing up and did you hear me yodeling? My grandfather would go somewhere for a drink and he's coming back. You hear him singing like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wananaira, yeah, 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 yeah. Wananaira, yeah, 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 yeah. Wananaira, yeah, 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 yeah. Wananaira. You know he's happy. But that music comes into my heart and fills me with joy. And my blood moves nice. So I probably would have been possessed many times. But then I don't think, oh, am I possessed?
No.
Maybe I'm possessed all the time. Maybe I'm possessed right now, yeah. But am I making sense? Yes?
Where did you get your robe from?
Sorry, this?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
Where did you get it from?
This is African Zimbabwean.
It's nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah. Do you want to talk about tuning? I'm going to put you on the spot about this. You just asked if you have to tune in better. So I want
It's
to
a fixed pitch. It's not tunable like a guitar. But you can make minor adjustments with a small hammer and a screwdriver, and you can push it in a little bit to sharpen it and pull it out to flatten it, just like on a clarinet or a saxophone or any other instrument like that.
Yes?
Do you think if the ancestors possessed someone, would they be around with it?
So would they be?
Would the ancestors be one of them possessing someone?
Yeah. They come and they choose the medium. So not everybody is possessed, but in your family, the ancestor might look at you as a person and like your behavior. So people are chosen by the ancestors to be mediums, so they don't have choice. But sometimes people don't like to be possessed by the ancestor. Then trouble comes. Because the ancestors say, oh, okay, you don't want me to possess on you? But all your blood? Because if you think about it, if there was no ancestors, we wouldn't be existing. So the ancestors are in your blood, whether you like it or not. You might not believe in it and be scientific about it, and the ancestors will say, okay, we will see. Yes?
You said that you traveled the world. How many languages did you learn?
Well, you know, I only speak 2 languages, and you know, there's so many African countries that speak French, and Portuguese. And people asking me if I'm going to speak Spanish, because you know, just because Africa is Africa, it means there's so many languages. And the official language in Zimbabwe is English. And I just thought, I'm too old. Do I have to learn another colonial language? And I kind of resisted, but that wasn't a good idea. Maybe I should have spoken a bit of French and Portuguese. And you know what that means? Spanish means I will speak with the whole of South America. And Portuguese places like Brazil and some African countries like Mozambique and Angola. And then French. I would speak with all of West Africa. So I have to say only two languages, Shona and English. But do you think my English is good? Yes. Because you guys here speak a different type of English than the one in England, right?
Yes.
So do you still call it English?
Yes.
Okay. We are okay on that. Yes?
How many instruments can you play?
How many instruments can I play? I play saxophone. Do you like that?
Yes.
I play tenor, alto, baritone sax. And I sing. I take the. Do you think the voice is an instrument?
Yes.
I sing as well, and I play mira, and I play a lot of percussion, a lot of African drums. Yes.
You said that when you were a kid, you went to all these different ceremonies. How could you go to all these different ceremonies and follow ceremonies were banned?
Well, because by the time I was growing up, it wasn't fun anymore. And sometimes people would do it in a discreet way. Because you see, the thing that they forgot is they had separated people because of the color of their skin. So it meant there were no so-called white people in black people area. So we would do what we like there. And the white people are not there. So there you go. Yes.
When you do your ceremonies with playing the drums and stuff,
And Rita is singing, yeah.
do you feel like your ancestors' presence?
Yeah. You know when you sang with me, and we did all those rhythms, I felt nice. I felt like my ancestors were in this room. Did you feel that? Or did you feel nice? Did you feel it in your hair? No, I did. Did you feel the blood moving different? Some of you. Well, sometimes it takes concentration to be able to feel what the music can do. And you know that the music can heal people, never mind medicine, just singing together. So you know when I said, you made me feel like I was in Zimbabwe? Did you hear me say that?
Yes.
What do you think I meant?
We made you feel like you're at home.
And that means my spirits were around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A couple more and we're done.
couple more.
What's England like?
England is very cold and gray, but nice people. It rains a lot, but maybe this time it's kind of sunny. I live in a place in the southwest of England, a place called Devon. So you can check this out on the internet. Just Google Devon, and you see what it looks like in terms of the climate, or maybe what was I thinking vegetation of England. But it's very nice people. Your ancestors came from England, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they came from Germany, because America, you're kind of all mixed up, aren't you? I like that. Yes?
When you learn songs for the Indian, do you use like sheet music or do you like just learn?
That's a very good question. The music was never written down in notation. It was passed down orally from generation to generation, so people would remember. But I am going to let Michael explain a little bit, because Michael has created some kind of notation which I agree with, but it's not a notation that we all would be familiar with. You want to take over from there?
It's called a tablature notation. It's similar to guitar tablature. Those of you who play guitar know that the symbol of the strings and where to put your fingers. My tablature tells the player where to put the fingers, and but it doesn't show you what it sounds like. If you can follow it, it's numbers in boxes. And so I wrote a book. It was published in 2001 about how to play the Unversity, and Chartwell was kind enough to write the foreword for that book. And neither one of us have gotten rich from it.
But you have to say, you know, that there were other people who resist to this thing for all sorts of reasons. They think, oh, why is an American writing this down? And I'm thinking, we are serving the creation here rather than the tradition, because the tradition always changes. But the music, the creation doesn't change. So, in that note, Michael, thank you very much for inviting me here.